Our next presenter is somebody who's been with us before. Joe Dietz is a member and instructor at Central Kentucky Computer Society, one of my groups, so I'm excited that he's with us. And he's been a member since 1996. He serves as vice president on their board of directors and is an instructor for the beginning and advanced independent digital imaging classes. Wow, that's neat. And they use the Corel PaintShop Pro program. He also teaches FastStone digital imaging, which is another great program. His other classes and workshops include iPhone, iCloud, and internet tips. Joe's classes are very active and entertaining with lots of interaction with the students. He heads up the CKCS Digital Photography Special Interest Group and orchestrates the monthly and annual photo contest. Today, Joe's going to be here sharing with us how to access your iPhone, iPad, Apple iCloud on the Windows PC. You'll learn how easy it is to access and download your photos, notes, and other information in your iCloud and do it on your Windows PC. No more having to email that stuff back and forth. So, Joe, this is going to be interesting for Apple and Windows people. Your turn.
Okay, thanks for having us. I did want to spend some time on the Apple iCloud. I get lots and lots of questions about how to use it and what it is. Some of you all have touched on it tonight, and I'll clarify a little bit of that. First thing I want to do is share my iPhone and show you a couple of things from there. Take me just a second to get hooked up here. Should be Zoom, shouldn't it?
Zoom.
Oh, I gotta hit this.
There it comes.
Okay. I guess you've got that on your screen now.
We see your first slide.
Okay, we're talking, this is Central Kentucky Computer Society, and today we're talking about the Apple iCloud. First thing, just the cloud's used for so many things now from different programs, and I just found this funny in there. It's really true. There's so much stuff up there, it's amazing. When you're using your phone, a lot of times you'll get some different messages that come across it. Might be looking something like this, that your iCloud storage is full, and talking about upgrading. It may look like this: your iCloud backup failed, you don't have enough space in the cloud. Or it may look like something this: your iPhone storage is full. Now, the thing I want to clarify, that some of those are different things, your iCloud storage and your iPhone storage, and I'll get into those details in just a minute. The next thing I wanted to point out here is on this slide, on the left side, you see an iPhone. On the right side, you see an iPad. And up on the top, you see an iCloud. These are synced. Anything you do in one of them will happen in the other one. If you're in your iPad and you've got a picture in there you want to delete, and you delete it, will be deleted on the iPad. It'll also be deleted in the cloud, and it'll also be deleted on your iPhone. So keep that in mind, because that is a pretty important piece of information. Underneath there, you see your PC, where you can download stuff from your phone to your PC, or you can download or upload stuff from your PC to the iCloud. So let's talk about iCloud just a minute. iPhone storage, let me go to that screen here. I'm going to go to my settings and general, and then I'm going to look for iPhone storage right here. And I'm going to tap on iPhone storage. And right here, you can see the storage in my iPhone. This number right here, the 128 gigabytes, is the amount of storage I purchased when I got my phone. You can't change that. You're going to have to get a new phone in order to change that. Right now, I'm using 66 gigabytes of that information, and some of it's in applications, some of it's in messages, some of it's in photos, etc. So I've got plenty of space, and I'm not really concerned about my storage right now. But if you are concerned about your storage, they give you some Apple gives you some recommendations. I can offload some unused apps. I've got a lot of apps on here I've just never bothered to delete. I don't use them, but I can save up to 12 gigabytes by doing that. Reviewing large attachments, you could get rid of those. And one of you mentioned a few minutes ago, messages. In messages, people send you a lot of pictures and maybe a video, and that does take a lot of storage space. As you look down through here, you can see what is taking up space on your phone. A lot of different programs and how much space that you may be using on those. So that's your iPhone storage. Another thing someone else mentioned was books. A friend of mine or one of my students said, my phone is full and I really don't have that much on it. And I looked and I really couldn't find it till I searched a little bit and found out that she had a program called Audible, and she downloaded many books and she never got rid of them. So her phone was full of books from Audible. She deleted a bunch of the phones and all of a sudden she had a lot more storage space. So that's iPhone storage. And next I want to go over to just mention iCloud storage. At the top of your screen here on your settings, I'll tap on my profile and then I'll go down to where it says iCloud and tap on that. And up here, you can see I've got about 30 gigs of space used in 50 gigs that I have purchased. Now, Apple will give you 5 gigabytes of information storage free. If you get over that, you're going to get one of those signs like I saw, and they're encouraging you to buy more. So they give you 5 for 99 cents a month. They'll give you 50 for $2.99 a month. They'll give you a terabyte. No, 200 gigabytes. Yeah. So there's more options there for you. If I look at manage account storage, and here's my plan again, 30 out of 50, but I can change my storage plan right here. And this is what I've got. If you get down and get paid $2.99 a month, you can get 200 gigabytes. And if you pay $9.99 a month, you get up to 2 terabytes. So if you find yourself out of storage, you can purchase one of these programs, whichever one that suits you. Let me go back here. And another thing I did want to show you in here that's extremely important, you're backing up information to the cloud. A lot of times we'll get a student in here and I'll check their settings and find out that it's not being backed up properly. So what I'm going to go here is getting into settings again, and then go onto my profile picture. And then I'll go back down to iCloud. And then I will go to iCloud Backup and tap on that. And here you can see on mine, the last successful backup was yesterday at 5:15 or 5:18 p.m. So I'm backing up regularly. Sometimes you'll open this up and you may find that this says last backup was 2 weeks ago. If that's the case, you need to hit backup now and make sure that that's current. It's critical. The backup is very important if you want to make sure your information is protected. If you've backed up properly and you lose your phone or you run over it with your car or something like that, then you get a new phone and you can restore all of your information. So those are some critical points. Now I'm going to stop this share and start a new one and go to my computer. And what I want to do here is go to the iCloud. I'm going to go on to Google. And capture a new tab here and type in my iCloud login. And here I'm going to sign into, this is the standard page when you open Google or the iCloud. I'm going to sign in here. Going to ask me for my Apple ID. And then once you do that, you'll get a picture or screen that will look something like this. Let me show the whole screen here. And this can be configured in a lot of different ways. I'm not going to really get into that right now. But some things about this that are really important is showing your information. If we click on my profile picture up here in the right-hand corner, the little picture of me, it could possibly have your name. And I click on that, I get three options: iCloud settings, manage Apple ID, or sign out. I'm going to click on iCloud settings, and I'll get a screen that looks like this. It'll verify all the information of what you've got in the cloud. If I click on the plan, it will show me what I showed you a little bit earlier, iCloud with 50 gigabytes of storage. If I go back and click on storage, it will show me my 50 gigabytes and how it's laid out, how I've taken up my space. So those are a couple of important features. Other features here, I won't get into that. Things that you change your password, ID, and some other things like that. So let's get into using the iCloud here. Anytime you're in the iCloud, in whichever function, whether you're looking at your mail or your photos or your contacts, whatever, up here in the right corner, you'll see iCloud. And you'll click on this, it'll take you to the home page like this. So what I want to do now is talk to you about using the iCloud with your photos. I'm going to click on photos here. Now, a lot of people come to me with their phone is full. They got tons and tons of pictures, and I talk to them about deleting those pictures, and they'll tell me, well, it's so hard to see on my phone, I can't do it very well. Well, if you go to the cloud, you have a whole lot of flexibility. Let me get rid of this sidebar. I've got all these pictures here, and I can make them as big or small as I want them. I can drag my slider and make them bigger, depending on how you want to view these, or I can make them smaller like this. So once you're in your cloud, you got all your photos here. I've got 5,767. The thing that we all do, I imagine all of you do, is we take a picture and then we take, well, let's take a couple more to make sure I get a good one. So once you do that, you may have, in this example, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 pictures. So in the cloud, they're really easy to see. And I'll take a look at them and I'll say, well, I want to click this one. I'll hold my control button down, get rid of this one, and this one. And then you notice up here, it says I've got 4 pictures selected, and now I want to get rid of them. So I'll hit the trash can and delete them. Anyway, that's a particularly good way to view your photos. Take a look at them. see where you've got duplicates and start getting rid of some of the stuff on your phone if you're having storage problems. Now, over here on the left, I did want to show you a few things here. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Here we got this little icon is your sidebar, and it shows you a bunch of different places you can go. If I want to get rid of that, I can, clicking it back and forth. The first thing is your library, which we are right now, which shows you pictures by a series of dates. Depending where whatever's on your screen, it'll show the date up here. That's one way to view them. The way I like to really view them is by recents, which shows me the pictures that I took last, right here in the sequence that I've taken them. If I've downloaded pictures, then they will show up right here. Another thing that's kind of nice, as I hover, let me make these a little bit bigger. As I hover over a picture, like this one, let's see, let's go to this one. If you can see, look closely, you'll see a little heart down in the bottom of the screen. And if this is a picture that I really want to be able to access quickly, I don't want to have to be scrolling back and back and back and forth and forth and forth, looking for a picture. So I can mark this, tap in this heart, it'll turn white like you see here. And then if I go back into my favorites, there's that picture there. So this has pulled up pictures I may want to show people, may want to keep just to share with people. If I don't want it there, I can click on the favorite again, and then it'll go away. So that's a nice function. We get down here to links. I'm not going to spend any time on that particularly right now, but it's links people have sent you. Another thing that's important, you may have some pictures in there that you want to be personal and private. You can mark them as hidden. And here in the cloud, I can look at those hidden photos, and for whatever reason, I may not want to show these to anybody. So that's a good feature too. When you delete a photo in the cloud or on your phone or your iPad or in the cloud, remember it deletes it everywhere. However, Apple gives you 30 days to think about that. So we get down here to recently deleted, and here you can see, for example, here's the photos I just deleted a few minutes ago. They got to say there's 29 days left. They'll be kept on my computer. At the end of 29 days, they're going to disappear. As I go up through here and find some older pictures, I can see this one, it's got 21 days left. These have 4 days left. And at the end of 4 days, those pictures are going to be gone. Next down here, how am I doing on time?
20 minutes.
Okay. Next down here, we've got our different media types. If you've taken videos, live photos, and all, you can see all those here. I'm not going to get into that right now. As we scroll on down a little further, we see My Albums. You can create albums to store pictures from a trip or a hobby or some recipes or something like that. But in here, if I click on this, you can see bunches of different folders I've got. I've got a folder for each of for my camera class, for my photo apps, for my iPhone and things like that. So you can create different albums here. Really a good way to organize your photos. Let me get rid of this sidebar. But one of the main questions I do get from people is, how do I get a picture from my computer to my iPhone? So let me go back to here and going to go back to my recents here. Now, at the top of my screen, you'll see this little blue icon. It's the only thing that's highlighted here. So I'm going to click on this picture, and I want to take that from, let me get organized here. I want to add a picture from my computer. Let me unselect that one. I want to go here and click on this. It will direct me to my computer. And in my computer, I'm going to capture a picture of a horse. And I'm going to open it. And looking down here under recents, there's that horse. So what I did, I clicked on this icon here, which is the upload. It directed me to my computer where I selected the picture that I wanted on my iPhone so I can share it with somebody when I'm traveling around. And then I uploaded it to here. Okay, that's one of the important things people ask about. The next one is downloading a picture from the cloud to my computer. If I wanted to download, notice these are all blacked out, grayed out, because nothing is selected. If I select this picture, for example, I have a lot of different options here. This one, I can add it to a different album. Remember, I showed you different albums here. If I wanted this in that album, I could do that. I can mark it as a favorite. I can share it, or I can download it to my computer. So I'm going to take this one right here, and I'm going to download it. And I'm going to put it in a folder here. And I'm going to save it. And now, if I open that folder, I will find that picture in there. So those are some important features about uploading and downloading, but they're all right here once you're in the cloud. If you pick this one, you want to put it on your computer, you'll hit here. You'll hit here. If you want to get a picture from your computer, you can go there. So those are some of the things that I get a lot of questions about. Another thing that I think is very important in the cloud, if we go over here to iCloud Photos, and remember this one takes us back to our home page. I've got an iPad and an iPhone and carry them around sometimes both together, sometimes not. Sometimes I will leave one somewhere and I can't remember where I left it. So in this same page on your iCloud is the Find Me app. And here I can click on Find Me. And it's looking, as sometimes it may require you to sign in again. And it's going to be fussing with me here again. Make me sign back in. Sometimes it will do that. Just wanting to verify that I'm who I am. Now let's try that again. So now I'm in Find My Devices, and see where we are here. Now, right here, let me make this a little bit bigger. You can see I'm at Central Kentucky Computer Society offices, and I've got two devices that are stacked on top of each other. And I click here, I can find, here's my iPhone. I can click here, here's my iPad. They're showing them just a little bit separated because I've got one here and one on the other over on the desk. But sometimes I'll be down at the Y or somewhere else and I'll forget and leave my phone there. This will tell me right where it is and I can go and secure it. So anyway, that's a little bit about the iCloud. You need to spend a little time on that. The important questions I get is uploading and downloading images. And of course, I wanted to make you familiar with the storage features that are in there with comparing your iPhone storage to your iCloud storage. So let me stop sharing. And that's it for me.
Again, some very good information. And the biggest question I had you answered is the backing up does count against your drive. So when you don't have the 50 gigs and you just have your 5, that one's going to be pretty much filled up with your phone backup.
Probably, probably so. And you don't really have much more storage. So if you want to make sure everything is backed up, you're going to have to buy some more storage.
Hey, Judy.
Joe, great presentation. Thank you so much. I have 3 things, and when we have live questions for Joe, we'll do it after Brookie's and do both of theirs together. My question is oops, you deleted the wrong photo. Can you quickly do Control-Z and it pops back in again?
I've not tried Control-Z, but if you're on that screen and you click on the picture, it will say recover.
Okay, thank you. And how do you save messages to your PC? Your voice messages, your voice memos, how do you save them to the iCloud?
When you go into your iCloud settings, it gives you options about what you want to have backed up. Like if I didn't want to have my photos backed up, it would save me a tremendous amount of space, but I would just uncheck that. But of course, I want them in there. But they give you options down there of what things that you want to have backed up under your iCloud settings.
I think that might answer my next question is, can you prevent the pictures or documents from automatically going to the iCloud?
Absolutely. Again, you go into your iCloud settings, iCloud, and it'll give you an option to determine what you want to have backed up.
But why would you not want to back up? All we talk about in March is back up, back up.
Back up, back up, back
Absolutely.
up.
If you don't back them up and you lose your phone, there goes all your pictures.
Okay, what are the steps to optimize photos? How do I keep my camera set as live off all the time?
You'll be going into settings and then photos. Go to settings, go to photos, and then it will give you the option to optimize your photos. And again, like the gentleman said earlier, you still have the full size, full resolution, full everything in the cloud, but it just saves space on your phone. Anytime you want to access it, print it, whatever, you're going to get the real thing.
For our new people, this is your first time, you will receive a PDF copy of any presentations that were given, plus the YouTube link to the recording. And it's not going to, as John says at the end, it's not coming tomorrow. We might not get it next week, but it will be in your inbox, as well as information about who won the drawing.
And if we have the right name to match with the email address.
Right.
Yeah.
We have some people in there that, trust me, are not going to get anything because it says iPad or VF Technology Computer Club. I have absolutely no clue who those people are. Over to you, John.
All right, we're going to continue. And as Judy said, Joe will be with us for our after presentation open mic.
Your house
no
or
food.
mine.
Yeah, no food here. We're going to move on to another person that I have great respect for what she does for her group. And I've really gotten to know her and glad I do. This is Brooke Thomas, and she's president of the Central Kentucky Computer Society. And she also teaches. She does the iPad, Apple Watch, iPhone apps, and the Facebook class, all of which are ones I probably should take. And she assists with the iPhone class too. In addition to volunteering at CKCS, she is a volunteer ESL. That means English as a secondary language teacher for adults for Operation Read, and she's a volunteer with the Ultrasa International of Lexington. And I looked that up, and that is a fantastic organization of women for service to communities. So she does it all. She enjoys helping people understand technology and encouraging students to have fun when they're learning. Now, Brookie is going to take us on a fun-packed journey on how to make and animate Memoji. Memoji? You know, it's new. So you're going to learn the steps to make one of these, and it resembles you, and then you can personalize it and mood it and then add it to your messages. And so she's going to show us how to do the stickers and face recognition and all that fun. And this is a good way to end a workshop with the stuff for like art class recess and all. So Brookie, take it over and make all of us smile and laugh.
All right. Okay. Yes, I was going to say we had kind of pretty heavy stuff, and this is just fun. It's some things that they've put in the latest operating systems, and we'll have a good time. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay.
PowerPoint.
Okay. And then we're using the same computer. We're using Joe's computer.
Sound.
Yeah, I did sound already. Okay.
Where'd it go? This thing's in the way.
We see it.
Okay.
Okay.
But we don't see it full screen. We just see the app.
Okay.
There.
Do you see the full screen?
Got it now.
CKCS, and then how to make it a Memoji and animate it?
Yep.
Okay, great. All right. So we'll go ahead and get started here. Today we're going to learn how to make a Memoji. And I think that's the way you pronounce it. I guess there's different ways to do it. What's a Memoji, and how do you animate it? So here is a Memoji. Okay, so you can kind of see what it's about. Whoops, I went to using Apple iCloud.
Oh,
Let's go back. There we go. So I'm going to have to use that. No,
use down.
down. No. Okay, we're obviously it's going to Joe's presentation and mine. Okay, what do I hit? Okay,
We're there.
okay, we're there, but we'll see what happens the next time we change the next slide. Okay, so a Memoji is a sticker avatar that you can create to match your personality and moods, and you can send it in messages, and you can also send it in emails. I did one earlier. An Animoji is an animated Memoji that uses your voice and mirrors your facial expression. So that's kind of cool too. I really want to get rid of some of this stuff that we have up here and go forward. Okay, so how to make a Memoji. What I'd like for people to do, and I will try to go slow enough so that you can do it with me, so you can follow along. And we can spend hours on making a Memoji, but when we're doing it, I'm going to urge you to just choose different things quickly, and then at the end, you'll have the way to do it, and you can make one that is even better. But we'll try to move along, give you enough time to make some selections so you can make Memojis as we go. Okay, so the first thing that we do is that we're going to go ahead and open up your messages and choose somebody to send it to. I'm sending it to myself, or you can open up an existing one to start it. But the second step is that you have to tap on the add button. And so I'm using iOS 17. This is one of the little changes that they've made. So if you don't have that, you're not going to be able to really follow along. But so we'll tap that add button right there, and it will take us to this pane, and you'll have lots of different icons here. I have moved my icon. Jerry showed us how you could actually change this screen, and I've moved my emoji icon up, but you may have to scroll down pretty far to find this icon. So look for this particular icon here. and that's your Memoji. And once you tap that, you'll see several Memoji stickers that come up. Okay. Apple has already provided you some, you know, a mouse, an octopus, a cow, a giraffe. So if you keep swiping to the left, you'll see there's 30 of them. Okay. So you could use any of those animals and fish. I think there's a shark. So you could use those. But today what we're going to do is we're actually going to swipe to the right, all the way to the right. And you will find this plus line, this plus icon. And that is how you begin making your Memoji that resembles you. So that's what we will start with. So go ahead, tap the plus. And the first selection you can make is your skin color. You can add freckles. You can color your cheeks, and you can even add a beauty spot. So if you will scroll on that page, you'll have all of those options. You notice the first one is freckles. So go ahead, choose what kind of skin you would like to have. You have so many selections there, and then you can add the freckles. And then if you have a beauty spot, or if you want a beauty spot, you know, you don't have to have it based in reality. You can do it. You can be as creative as you want to. But that's the first category that you have is skin. Okay. We'll move on to hairstyle. This will take you a little bit longer to determine what hairstyle you want. You can choose the color. You'll see colors here. You can do the style. You can do highlights. So, and there's lots of options. Now, when I've helped some guys do this, they said, these are all, you know, hairstyles for women. And it's like, oh no, keep scrolling down. You've got lots of options. So go ahead and scroll down to the hairstyle that matches yours the best, and go ahead and choose those. And then we will then go back here, and we're going to go to browse, and you can pick your eyebrows. All right. So under that, oh, let me see if I have brows. Okay. Is this going the right way? It's not going the right way. Can I get back there? Okay. Well, we've skipped browse, but if you go to the next one, it is browse. And obviously my slide is missing there. Oh, so eyes. And here you can have the color of your eyes. You can add eyelashes. You can do eyeliner. You can add eyeshadow. So those are the different options that you can go with. So go ahead and pick your eye color and your eyelashes, eyeliner, and eyeshadow. And do that quickly. You know, you can go back after this presentation's over and make it even more like you know, resembles you. Okay, the next one is head, and it kind of shows you the age and also shape. And this one supposedly is younger, and this one is older. You notice that there's more, you know, lines on the face and, you know, bags under the eyes. So you can choose what you want. I decided that I'd like to look younger, so I went with the younger one. So, and then you can scroll down and see the shape of the face. So if you have an oval face, you can pick that one, a round face, or a square face. So you have options there. So let's move on. And we'll go to the nose. Here, not only can you pick the shape of your nose, though I can't see a whole lot of difference between them. I mean, some are larger and maybe some are, you know, a little bit wider. it's hard to say. But you can also add nose piercings, and they've also included an oxygen tube. So those are your options for your nose. So quickly pick one of those, and we'll go on to the next category, which is mouth. Okay, so mouth, this is where you pick your lip color, your lip shape, your teeth. You know, the teeth, if you look at the options you have for teeth, if you have a gap between your front two teeth, they have that. Or if you want to have fangs, they have fangs. So there's lots of options there. And you also have piercings, and you also have a tongue piercing. And if you notice, you know, maybe your grandchildren would get a kick out of you having a tongue piercing. So just use your creativity and decide what you want there. And we'll go to the next one, which is ears. And you can pick the shape of your ear. You can add lots of different types of earrings. And then also at the very bottom, they have audio. So if you have AirPods, you know, you can add AirPods to it. So if you notice in mine, I've added some earrings right here. They don't show really well with this hairdo, but it does show a little bit. Okay. We'll go on to the next one, which is facial hair. And I didn't add any facial hair, but, you know, for our men out there, you can decide the color, you can decide the sideburns, mustache, and beard. So you have lots of options there. You can scroll down and see them all and pick which one you want. The next one is eyewear. And here you have frames and even eye patches. So you can pick what shape frame you want, what color frame, and you can add that to your Memoji. Okay, going on, we're going to go to headwear. And here we have hats and scarves and even face masks. They've added all of those to there. So if you wear a scarf, you can add that. If you just want to be bring out maybe the Western in you, you can, you know, get you a cowboy hat. So you've got lots of options there. But again, don't take too long to choose. Just go ahead and grab one, and we'll move on to clothing. Okay, so there's lots of outfits here. Some of the outfits have one color, two color, three colors, and you can actually decide what colors you want the wardrobe to have. So you notice this dress right here, it has three colors. So there's a main color, there's a second color, and then there's a third color. The top that I picked for my Memoji only had two colors. So my main color was blue and my secondary options there. So scroll down and see everything that you can do. So once you've done that, you are really ready to tap up here where it says done. Okay, so you're going to tap done, and there's your Memoji. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the different, yeah.
Mention about the mouth.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to that. Okay, so that was a Memoji. If you have an iPhone 10 or newer or an iPad Pro, you can animate it. All right. So as you've been making your Memoji, if you were doing it on a phone or an iPad Pro where it's animated, probably when you were doing it, looking at your phone, you had Face ID, and it was probably mimicking what you were doing on the phone. If you don't have one of those that's a little bit newer, then you still will have stickers. So that's the second thing. That's the second thing we're going into, is that we're going to go into Memoji stickers, and every model can have a Memoji sticker. Okay, so when I say Memoji stickers, I'm talking about this panel. Okay, this is just an example that when I made this Memoji right here, then Apple made all of these gestures and expressions. So I have those as a sticker pack that lives in my messages. Okay. And actually, Jerry showed you where stickers were, but we'll revisit that so you can find your stickers. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and talk about the Memoji stickers. And so I'm going to have you open a new message right here. You're going to tap the compose button to start a new message or go to an existing conversation. And here we have a message to me, a new one. And we're going to go back and we're going to tap on the plus button right here, the add button. And when we do that, you get this selection of possible apps, okay? Yours might look a little bit different, but you're looking for this icon right here. This is the new stickers icon. Okay, so wherever you have that, if you have a screen that looks a little bit different, just look for that icon, okay? And you'll tap that icon, and then it will bring up this screen of stickers. So I have a few stickers that I've made. Jerry showed us, this is a dog, and then this, it was a card that I pulled out of one of my photos to make a sticker. But what we want to do is we want to go to the Memoji button right here, okay? So look for that icon, all right? And you're going to tap it. And when you tap it, it's going to take you over to your Memojis. And notice I have several Memojis here. And then these are the ones that Apple has made for you, the mouse, okay? And then these are all my Memoji stickers. So I'm going to pick this Memoji and I'm going to tap on it. And when I do, it takes me to the sticker pack. Okay, and I'm going to tap the sticker that I want to actually send in my current message. And when I tap one, then what happens is it will go over to my messages, my iMessage, and it will be populated there. You can add a comment in the comment section, or you can just send it, you know, as a message in itself. You don't have to write anything to be able to send it. So you'll tap the send button here. And when you do, it will be sent. Okay? So that is how to send a message, a sticker in your messages. Okay, so we're going to move on to the third part of this presentation, and that is how to use an animated Memoji in messages. And at the very end, I will actually show you the animated Memoji that I have made. Okay. As I have said in the beginning, to do that, you have to have a compatible iPhone or iPad Pro. I have an iPad 9th generation. It does not have the capabilities. That's why when I did this, I did it on my iPhone 11 Pro. And so you see here in this list, these are the iPhones that have this capability, and these are the iPad Pros that have the capability because they support Face ID. Okay, so the first step is to compose a message go to your messages, hit the compose button, and it will bring us back to our iMessage. You'll go ahead and tap the plus sign, the add sign, and this time you're going to go to the Memoji button here. Okay, not stickers. We did stickers before. We did stickers and then we did Memoji. This one, you're going to go straight to the Memoji icon, and it will actually bring it up in this screen right here. Okay, and you'll notice that when it brings it up, it will be here, but if you have other ones, they will be to the right, and you can decide which one you actually want. So here you've noticed that my expression kind of changed, all right? So as you look at your phone, your eyes and your eyebrows and your mouth and, the tilt of your head will all change, okay? Because it is reflecting from Face ID, reflecting your face, okay? And you can record up to 30 seconds. So you'll tap the record button, and when you tap the record button, you will have a countdown timer here that starts at 30 and it counts down, so you'll know how much time you have. And you can start talking to it, moving your head different ways, and, opening your eyes wide, and all those will be captured. And then when you're finished recording, you'll tap this button again to stop the recording. Okay, so now this is your recording. It will actually start talking back to you. It will actually show your recording so you can listen to it. Okay, and then if you don't like it, you can actually right here delete it and start over it again. Hit the record button will come back up, and you can actually record it again, and then you can send it. So when you send it, actually, when I was playing with this a couple of weeks ago, I sent it to Joe, and he wasn't too impressed because it just came up kind of still like this, all right? And it was like, okay. But what you have to do is you really have to, and it actually had animation, but he couldn't hear anything. So you sometimes have to type and say, unmute the speaker icon for it to actually start. And so once you tap that, then the speaker, and you'll actually hear and see the video that will come across. All right. So here we go. I will go ahead and play this one, and let me know, John, if it doesn't come through, if the sound doesn't come through, though we did enable that. So let's see. I hope you have enjoyed today's presentation on Memojis and Animojis. We really appreciate APCUG for everything they do, and especially the Wednesday workshops. Bye now.
That was nice.
I hope. Okay, and you have to stop it, or it will actually keep going and going and going in a loop. All right. So I hope you had fun. So we learned how to do Memojis, do Memoji stickers, and then how to animate it. So now go, after this presentation's over, go and make one that you really like, and send it to somebody that will enjoy it. Okay.
Much fun, much fun.
From another outstanding presentation. And yes, I deliberately said had you be on last so you could make us all smile and laugh and carry on.
Oh, good.
And you could run that recording over and over as many times as you'd like. Thank you very much.
All right.
I have 2 questions, and the chat box is closed. This is from the person who is an Android person, but is helping someone with his iPhone. And she says he wants to keep the documents and photos on his PC only. How does he do that? So I guess that's a Joe question.
An Android.
Say that question again, please.
He wants to keep the documents and photos on his PC only. How does he do that?
Download it all and then stop. Delete it.
If it's on his PC, it's going to stay there without doing anything. It's not on his phone. It's just on his PC.
Okay, so there's I think you show something that you toggle that does that, says hi there, go here, and don't ever come back again.
If it's on his PC, it's not going to go anywhere else unless he directs it to do that.
Okay, thank you. And another one is she did not see an optimize option under photos and settings.
Let me go to mine real quick. I'll go to my settings if you want to follow with me, and then go to photos, which will be down somewhere, down fairly far. I'll tap on photos, and I'm a 13 user, and it says optimize iPhone storage. Do you want me to share my screen with that?
That'd be great, thanks.
Okay.
So on my home screen here, you can see where my settings are. I'll tap on settings. And then I'll scroll fairly far down. I'll scroll and scroll and scroll until I get to photos right here. And I'll tap on that. And then you can see right here where it says optimize iPhone storage. I don't know how far back this goes on older phones. I don't have that information handy. But anyway, that's how you get to it. You can click on it, click it on, or click it off. Okay?
Thank you.
Let me, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay.
And before we go into Diane, because she's the first in line, I just want to say, Bob Gasicha would be more than happy to give your group a security presentation in October, or anytime actually. But October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and it's a way cool, easy way to get publicity in a local newspaper or Patch or Acorn or something like that, because it is something that is celebrated every year during the month of October. You can book it through bob3160@gmail.com. That's bob3160. Or send me an email, the old jtalor@apcug.org. The spreadsheet is waiting just to have your group's information input in there. Don't be left out. Diane Binder, you're on. Unmute yourself, kiddo.
Sorry, thought I was unmuted. Okay, I love the Memoji thing, and I had, thank you, Brooke, and I had already made the sticker, but I was following along just great and being a good student until I got to the end, and I was trying to make the animated, and when I press on it, the record button just keeps blinking. It won't stay on so that I can press record. Would you happen to know what I did wrong?
No, I have had that happen. So anybody else maybe in the group that has that same issue? I haven't.
And Diane, instead of trying to fix that, just start over and
Well,
see if
I
it
did.
go.
I did.
Go. Okay.
I did. This is about my 8th time of starting over.
Okay, well that didn't work.
One other question, when I pulled in to make the animated emoji, did I pull in the former Memoji that I'd made, or did I pull in the sticker?
No, you probably pulled in the Memoji.
Okay.
Is it moving?
Yes, it's moving, and it says tap to resume, and I keep tapping it, and the red dot for record just blinks on and off. It won't
Okay.
stop.
What we tell everybody when it's acting funny, did you power down, power back up?
Oh, you mean the thing I tell everybody to do 1,000
Yeah.
times?
Yeah.
You want me to do that? Okay.
Yeah, I would try that. I mean, I'll several times I'll keep thinking, why is this doing it? Why? And then it will, hit me and think, oh, okay, power down, power back up. And it's amazing.
Okay. Thank you. Take your own advice. Right. Thank you. I loved it.
Tony, your turn.
Sure. Outstanding presentation there. And so also was what's her name? Brooke?
Brooke.
Yeah, thanks.
Brooke.
Outstanding job. Question, Joe, with all these, you showed us the variable cost of spending more money on an iCloud to get space. I went out there and I bought, there's a time machine on the Apple system. The software is free, but I bought a 2 terabyte hard drive external, and I backed up my stuff on it. And then I'm going to get now for my iPad, I'm going to get a external hard drive, the one that's portable hard drive, and use the same time machine software to back up things like photos. How does that sound?
You can do that. It's just an option. You've already got iCloud storage to some extent, so you're paying for another backup, which is nothing wrong with having a couple of backups. But the iCloud, for me, the iCloud does everything I need.
And but it's costly. It could be costly if you're really going to town.
But your external hard drives cost you too.
Yeah, yes. But I have more stuff. I have more stuff. Thank you.
All right.
Hey, I've got a comment. If you're going to back up on a hard drive, buy 2 of them, keep one at your home or your office, take the other one somewhere else so you have a safe backup somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then you're backed up to the cloud, so you have all the 3 preferred, ways to back up. That's the belt and suspenders and whatever else thing. Bailey, you're on.
Now I'm on. Yeah, there we go. Well, thank you. It's always fascinating. With the anime emoji, how does that interoperate between iOS and Android? Is it seamless, or do Android users get a weird?
No, my grandson has an Android. We're always debating it, which one's better, So the other day when I was working on this and I was playing with it, I sent it to him. I said, I wonder if this works on an Android, if you can see it. And it did. It was just a video that came through. And he said, pretty cool.
Okay.
And you said, let me write that down. That said, grandson said that this was pretty cool on this particular date.
Right.
I wanted to
record that.
I wanted to record my oldest grandson when he turned us a couple he was helping at Best Buy and said, oh, that's just my Grammy. She taught me everything I know. And I went, you're kidding. Way cool when that happens, right?
That's true. Right.
Bob, you're on.
Hi there. I'm following up on Tony's comment, and I tend to agree that the backup with iCloud is not the same as the backup with Time Machine. Not only is it a question of where you're backing up to, but what exactly you're backing up. And I have both. So I use iCloud for its synchronization feature. So I could have, like you said, I have all my files available on every device and the latest version. And then I use Time Machine for the emergency situation because it does have all the prior versions. So if I deleted something, let's say a year ago, and now I wake up today and say, you know what, I wish I had that document that I worked on a year ago. I really need it for a class or something like that. I could go into Time Machine and find it but I wouldn't be able to find it in the cloud. So I just wanted to point out that distinction, that iCloud is more synchronization of the latest version as opposed to Time Machine, which backs up prior versions incrementally, until you fill up your disk.
Thank you. Do we have any more questions about anything Apple? This is your opportunity.
I see 3 hands raised.
Yes.
Yeah, Judy, there's hands raised that evidently you weren't seeing.
Oh, I wanted to see everything in full screen, so I did not. I turned off my participants list. Pam.
This question is for Joe. Is there a way that you can turn off the synchronization so that way if I want to back up my photos to the iCloud, but I want to delete the photos on my phone just to save space on my phone?
Whatever you do on one is on the other. I usually, in order to delete things, I'll go to the cloud and figure out which ones I want deleted, do it there. They are deleted on the phone. They are deleted on the pad.
There's no way to separate it?
No.
The two?
They all sync.
Okay. Thank you.
If you want them separated, you need to download them to your computer so you'll have them there.
Okay.
Richard.
Is when you download photos, are they all in HEIF format or have you got a choice of JPEG format?
JPEG.
Usually I use a JPEG. That's universal. I don't have any trouble transferring them to anybody or using them in, if I'm sending them to a newspaper or something like that, they usually want JPEG.
Yeah. But do you have the choice of HEIF or JPEG?
Mine come down as JPEGs. I've seen some in the HEIC format, but it's nothing I've ever used.
Andy Kerrigan.
There we go. A couple of quickies. Number one, thanks to all, some excellent presentations all around. And now a couple of questions. For Joe. Joe, quickie, how did you share your iPhone screen on Zoom?
You go down to the share screen.
Okay, like mirroring?
Well, follow with me here. You go to your share screen, and then it'll give you an icon for the iPhone, and you'll click on that, and then you'll click on share, and then you go to your iPhone and go to your control center and tap on mirroring, and then you'll find the Zoom icon come up, and you tap on it. Is that too many words?
Okay, something to play with. And then I don't know who's good for this one. In the past, I've had issues with the resolution on downloading photos from iCloud, where I took a picture on the phone, it was up, it's synced with iCloud, and I download it. I'll have one that's at 4 meg, another one that's at 8 meg, another one that's a half a meg. Is there anything that I could or should be doing to get the highest resolution when I'm taking all the pictures? Or is that just automatic?
It should be automatic. And they come down, and I don't think you're finding really any difference. You're finding different sizes. There's, how to explain, megapixels and megabytes, which are different things. And some people think they should be the same, but they're not. But if you're taking the picture, going to the cloud, and you download it, it should be the same thing.
Yeah, I just downloaded 2 different pictures to my desktop from my iCloud account. And one is properties. One is 10 meg, and similar picture on, from the same phone is 500K. They're both JPEGs.
You didn't crop one of them, did you?
No, I didn't. One was a scenery picture, and the other was a picture of a license plate.
JPEGs are used variable compression, depending on the complexity of the scene.
Yeah, and you may have optimization turned on, which will keep the ones on your phone just smaller. The ones in the cloud might be big, but just to save space on your iPad or your iPhone, because I know I had to do that because I was running out of space. I couldn't do the last update until I did optimization, which made all the ones on my phone smaller than in the cloud.
Yeah, well, having space on the phone is not an issue. I have 128 on the phone that's less than half used.
Andy, which picture is larger, the license plate or the scenery?
The scenery. The scenery is a larger.
Okay, Marshall, will you repeat what you said before?
Yeah, JPEG is a compression algorithm. If you take a very simple scene, like your license plate, it doesn't take much information in there. So it makes a small file. Okay, it will have the same number of pixels, but it'll have less storage space.
Okay. Do you have any control over the compressibility or file size, file format, or just let the phone handle it all?
I think the JPEG compression in most cases is automatic. I think I've seen some programs that tell you how much JPEG compression you want and how much you're willing to throw away, basically information.
Okay.
You also need to realize that one of them has a lot of information and the other one has next to nothing. So if you compress next to nothing, there isn't much there to compress.
Good analogy.
Well, the compressibility factor certainly plays into it, and it's a great explanation. Thank you very much.
You guys, Marshall and Bob, outstanding. Jack, you're on.
Thank you. A couple brief questions to Joe. First, what you said just recently about deleting in iCloud. If you delete in iCloud, all the devices are deleted from everything, like iPhone, iPad, and MacBook as well, right?
That's correct.
That's if you delete from iCloud, but if you delete from the device itself, rather than deleting from iCloud, is the same hold true, or you're only deleting from that device?
Whatever you do in one device, it happens in the cloud or your other devices.
Okay, no matter whether you delete from the cloud or from the device, it's everywhere.
That's correct.
Okay.
If you delete it from the phone, it's going everywhere. If you delete it from the cloud, same answer, everywhere.
Okay. Next question deals with something you mentioned earlier in optimizing photos. If you optimize a photo on your device, let's say on your phone, and you optimize that in order to save space, which may give you, let's say, maybe by default a JPEG quality photo. But if you want the richest photo, and I'm blanking on the name that in photography what we call, I'm sure somebody would, but it's the richest version of a photo beyond JPEG, which uses a lot of memory. Raw, thank you very much. Yes. I have a point of confusion there. If you optimize for space on your phone and you and you're saving to the cloud, you're optimizing for space. You want to save JPEGs on your phone because it'll take up less space. But what confused me, Joe, you said something about when the photo was saved to the cloud, you could download a raw image from the cloud. Is that right? Clarify that.
I didn't say anything about raw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know anything about raw. Now, if you're downloading it from the cloud, you're getting the same image that was on your phone, and it's in full size.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so therefore, in order to save in the cloud, you would have to save that photo as a raw version, which is a high intensity version of the photo.
No. Once you take a picture on your phone, it's automatically saved into the cloud. You don't have to do anything.
Okay, but I'm talking about the rich versus economical version of that photo.
Same answer.
Okay, so you can't separate the quality? In other words,
on your phone, you have the smaller version. In the cloud, you have the full version. Anything you do in the phone, if you tried to print it or send it to somebody, they're going to get the full version.
Well, that's what I'm referring to. When you say full version, you mean the rich version, the raw version, as opposed to JPEG?
No, the version that your phone is taking the picture with, and they're using JPEG.
Okay. The JPEG is the default.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I think if you saved it as a .raw, it will keep it as a .raw since it never changes the extension.
But the thing is, if you have a lot of .raw photos, your storage is full almost instantly, and you need to offload. We've been taught that since the beginning of time, and that was a long time ago, that RAW takes up a ton of room and you need to offload it someplace where you've got a lot of space if that's what you want to keep. But JPEG is what you attach when you send an email. If you send a raw photo to somebody, 9 times out of 10, they are not happy campers because it's gigantic. And when you look at it, it's gigantic. So
they may not even be able to receive it because most ISP have limits on how much you could send through on an email.
Yep.
Yeah, raw photo is just good for printing.
Yeah.
If you're a professional photographer.
If you're a professional photographer, correct.
Okay. If you would like to see some absolutely fantastic photos, you should go to the Central Kentucky Computer Society website, which is CKCS.org. They have a digital photo contest every single month, and the photos will blow you out of the water. If you would like to tell your members, clue them in on what is new with iOS 17 or anything else Apple, you're going to want to fill out a Speakers Bureau request and request Jerry Rogan to give a presentation to your group. And if you have something special that you would like, you might want to let him know that via request and say, we'd like to learn about blah, blah, blah. And that might be something that he would like to put into a presentation for you. Bear in mind, he is working with one arm and one hand only because he had shoulder surgery. And I didn't have shoulder surgery, but I know how that is. So anyway, so there's 2 sources for you for various and sundry things.
I'll be happy to assist Jerry if he gets overwhelmed.
And so thank you so much for attending. Oh, I have one other thing. I would love to have somebody give a FastStone presentation. So if that is an app that you use and you oh, Brookie, I noticed that look. Thank you so much. And people say these are not social, right? I'm watching everybody.
Joe.
But anyway, it has been mentioned many times. And I would love to have somebody share their knowledge. And we're talking about coming up for 2024 right now for the workshops and everything. But don't forget the Speakers Bureau. We have groups that use it a lot. We have groups that don't ever use it, and I haven't quite figured out why. So that's my notice. That's my stuff. Next month is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Don't forget Bob's great 2023 presentation, A to Z, but he doesn't have 26 slides because there's 2 letters that don't have anything to do with cybersecurity, and I can't remember what they are.